because you were all present in court before Justice Barasa. And the effect of the proceedings today, the net result is conservatory orders remain in place.
Have actually been granted.
Have actually been granted today, and they remain in place regardless of what may have been said by William Ruto in Parliament. Uh, you had some discussion about what was actually cancelled. All right, whatever was cancelled, those things need to be brought before the court, and therefore we remain seized and want to assure Kenyans that we are seized of this matter. And one of the things that, in fact, we want to do is to do a further affidavit by the petitioner and bring, for record purposes and for purposes of taking what in law is called taking judicial notice of the indictment of Adani in the United States of America under the Foreign Corrupt Practices Act, so that this matter is also reflected in our domestic situation. So this Adani deal is not just about Kenya, it's the whole world. Because when he was indicted, the media everywhere, Al Jazeera, BBC, everybody had Kenya brought on focus that this whole matter had to do with high-level corruption. And we are saying, as you heard Councillor Kibe argue, we don't want people to cancel things and then leave Kenyans with huge burdens, paying compensation where it was not necessary. So we want this matter gone into in greater detail to even get to know who was paid what. It is very important because under the indictment in the United States, the amounts were elaborated, $265 million, and what was paid to Indian officials. We believe that a lot of money was paid to Kenyan officials here. They will not go away without us exposing them, so the country will get to know. We cannot deal with critical infrastructure like Jomo Kenyatta International Airport and have it, haphazardly handled. We're also saying, and we repeat, that we are not averse to foreign direct investment. In fact, we will come up with proposals on how best to modernize our international airport because it's in a very poor state. That's a fact. I don't know whether some leakage was reported that time and people ran to the airport and then they said, now this is the opportunity to make big money out of it. We are saying to them, it will not happen under our watch. Asanteni sana. The rest of the details you saw. We will come up with proposals. And the good thing is, even if William Ruto's government, right, says we have stopped Adani, and he talked in his State of a Nation of address that he could bring other partners. Even those other partners are injected under the Conservatory order.
I just want to add and say, Adani is a criminal. He has been indicted at the East Side by the District Attorney of New York for two issues: bribing the officials of the Indian government to award the largest solar project in India in the amount of 34 billion shillings, as Senior Counsel Kalonzo Musyoka has said, $265 million for a project of $2 billion. If you were to do a mathematical calculation, that amounts to 10% of what Kitu Kidogo and Adani paid the government officials of India. The Jomo Kenyatta International Airport, our pride and joy, the project was valued at over 268 billion shillings. We have no doubt, certainly as petitioners in this matter, that over 2.6 billion shillings has already been paid to Kenyan officials because that is how Adani operates. The second issue, which is most worrisome, and Kenyans need to understand, American investors were cheated by Adani by taking the project that he had signed with the Indian government corruptly to get money from investors in the US, over $3 billion. He's been indicted because American lenders and individuals invested $3 billion for him to do the project. So Adani was signing the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport to take our title deed and our heritage, to mortgage it and take it abroad. What kind of judgment is William Ruto making? Had Adani been given this airport and gone bankrupt in 2 years, what would have happened to the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport? We cannot allow a man to play gamble with the Kenyan people. Ruto has no judgment. He has no capacity and no authority to hold our sovereign will, and we must challenge this so we stop him from any other project, Kentraco, Chaff, and all of them. What judgment is this government making if they can choose Adani? We must tell the country no.
Thank you. I think just to thank the petitioner, our brother Tony Gashoka. It takes courage for a Kenyan to step forward as Tony Gashoka did, and as others have done, not just in Jkia, in the Ketraco case and the Shah case. We thank the Law Society as we speak, apart from the orders stopping Jkia being auctioned. There are also orders stopping the Ketraco case. We are still looking for orders, and I thank Senator Okiya Omtatah in the Shah case. What we are saying today to William Ruto, all Adani deals must be dropped.
Yeah.
It's not enough to drop 2 deals, Jkia and Ketraco. We know that Adani is in Shah. In fact, the proper name for that should be Adani Shah. That too must be dropped because it's equally tainted by fraud, by corruption, and it should face the same fate as this. So let's thank all the Kenyans who have come out, Senator Onyonka and all those who raised Amenya, those who raised the real whistleblowers. The young man with one tooth who walked to Jkia akisema Ruto ameuzia airport yetu Muhindi. That young man is a hero. We celebrate him too. And we urge Kenyans as we enjoy our Christmas that the war is not over. We'll come back in January to continue fighting for them.
Well done.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
That may affect the petition before the court as well as its progression. To enable parties place that material before the court and to also allow the relevant respondents to seek further instructions, it is clear that more time should be accorded to them. Noting also the strong public interest in the subject matter and the status of the subject airport, it is just that in the interim, conservatory orders be issued to not only preserve the substratum of the petition, but also to allow for an orderly progression of the matters before this court. Consequently, I hereby order that 1. Pending the hearing and determination of the petitioner applicant's notice of motion application dated 12th October 2024, a conservatory order be and is hereby issued, restraining the respondents, jointly and severally, from entering into, approving, or furthering any concession agreement relating to the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport with the first and second respondents, or the associated or related entities, or any other party or entity. 2. Pending the hearing and determination of the application, a conservatory order be and is hereby issued, restraining the 11th and 12th respondents from taking over and operating the assets and business of the 7th respondent relating to Jomo Kenyatta International Airport. 3. Responses to the application and amended petition to be filed and served within 21 days from the date hereof. 4. The respondents shall, in their responses to the application and the amended petition, adduce evidence on the question of any alleged cancellation or rejection of the impugned concession agreements and head of terms. Rejoinder by the petitioners within 14 days of the lapse of the time for responses. Lastly, further mention on 29th January 2025 in open court at 11:30 a.m. I will upload these into CTS after this. Thank you. So my apologies. I appreciate the senior counsel in the matter, and it is practice to ask whether it is convenient, but that is my earliest.
It is convenient.
That is my earliest date. So dated and signed 27th November 2024. Thank you, counsel. I believe there's another matter. Yes, there's another matter for Ketraco. Yes, the rest of you can leave in an orderly fashion. Yes, I'll give you 2 minutes.